The sun has blazed my shoulders, it's hanging my shadow from the vagaries of my past. It's a story that's so familiar to anyone who's seen and done the same. So I'll explain how we're the sons of avarice. I walking forward towards my life, I could walk through every wall. I was 6 feet tall, outstripped them all, but I always wanted more. When the lies of the women are left to burn, but the rules don't apply to some. I did too much, it sparked a flame and the world fired it up. But I'm on my way, withering from the flames, and I can't complain, for I'm a son of avarice. I just wish I gripped the brakes, reverse the gears, now blow my tank. Oh yeah. There's no place, no life fulfilled. What I wouldn't do to see that smile once again. Oh yeah. I'm a son of avarice. But I'm on my way, withering from the flames, and I can't complain, for I'm a son of avarice. I'm a son of avarice. The sun has blazed my shoulders, it's hanging my shadow from the rope around my greed. I'm asking, please remember, what you want isn't always what you need. Said a lie would understate my case. I hold my tongue, I know I'd say something I regret. Don't blame me, just strike the match and walk away. Let me in, I've seen better days. Don't lay down, take it on your tail, and tell me that you want it, you want it, you want it, you want it. Don't lay down, take it bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home. I was just so far from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there was nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the nightmare, but when I stopped to see those eyes begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try it. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. If I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I fall asleep when I'm home. When I'm no way to go, no one can see through that I can see my life is crap, I have to see them too. I just live into my world, far from the pain, the feel. Just out of reach of desire, was not aware of the start of hell. But when I stop to see those eyes begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now.
Hello and welcome everybody to another fantastic Wednesday night full of racing action here with the Vigilante Racing League. Man, we're in for a great show here today at the super fast Talladega. Man, this is been looking forward to this one all week, and I know the drivers are all ready and amped up to go, and so are we here in the booth. Speaking of which, I am joined as always with Mr. Alan English. Alan, how you doing today, man?
Great, man. These restrictor plate tracks, pack racing, it doesn't get any more exciting than this kind of stuff. And we talk about it a lot on these big super speedways, that it's the great equalizer. You know, anybody has a chance to win at this, as long as they keep their truck clean, stay out in some clean air, have good pusher. You know, because you can't do it by yourself. You're only as fast and as good as the trucks you have around you. Nobody's going to be able to do it by themselves. So look to see a lot of guys really embracing the teamwork concept here tonight.
And down there on pit road, who normally sees a few bit of action here, but I don't know what we're going to see here today. But that's going to be Mr. Adam Turner. Adam, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, man. This is going to be cool. I love these big plate tracks. You know, we're always going to see the big one. As good as these guys race, I mean, it's inevitable. These guys are going 200 miles an hour together, pack racing. This is the creme de la creme of, you know, the NASCAR series. These big tracks, and everybody loves to watch them. Everybody loves to race them. And man, I'm totally looking forward to this one, and it is super hot out there on the track, so we'll see if that plays into it at all. But man, yeah, this is the kind of stuff English and I know for sure, love.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As we take a quick look at today's kind of race info, you know, nice long 2.5 mile super speedway, gonna leave a lot of room. And I mean, we're here for quite a few laps, 75 laps, with the competition caution coming in right around 35 to 40. So we're just gonna have to wait and see how that one plays out. Good, nice sunny day. Everything's not too crazy hot. I know the track's a little warm, but other than that, not too bad. But our key to the race here today is going to be find a dance partner. As Alan English had said early on, You know, you cannot do this one by yourself, and you can't always rely on teammates to be around you 100% of the time either.
Yeah, that's right. It's what's the expression, Adam? Dance with who brung you, but you know, there may be some unlikely friends out here, some scenarios where, yeah, you're not going to have a teammate or a close friend around you, so you're kind of going to have to adapt, you know, improvise and overcome, and try to do the best you can with who you have around you.
Yeah, basically in situations like this, you kind of get separated from your teammates, or you know, your style of truck or whatever. So you just kind of become friends out of nowhere, you know, and you stay friends for a while until it's go time with about 10 to go, and then you might start doing some things that friends wouldn't do. But yeah, you have to race kind of courteously in a track like this, and kind of feel the pack out and learn who's around you. And it usually works pretty well for these guys, especially, you know, when they're in these large packs. And for me, if I was out there, I'd try to run in a secondary pack that hung close enough to the first pack. I think we'll talk about that and see some of that, you know, as this race goes on.
Indeed, sorry about that. I was posting our links for the drivers so they can enjoy the race and enjoy what we're going to be seeing here today, as practice is just about to finish up. A few people just getting out there and having a few more laps to go to get all warmed up. And I mean, we were talking about the great equalizer here. I mean, typically we've seen Angelica Timmerman, you know, hang around that kind of top 20-ish spot area, but right now she's fastest one by dang near 3/10.
Yeah, she's a middle of the pack driver on most Wednesday nights. But if you were around, and those of y'all listening to us on the stream, if y'all had checked out on SoundCloud the Vigilante Report podcast, you would have heard those guys talking about you know, the folks in this field that are experienced plate racers. And the 027 of Timmerman is one of those. She's a great pusher. You know, she's not gonna hit you in the corner. She's gonna try not to anyway. And you can see she's got almost 3/10 on the nearest time here in practice. She must have caught a really good run, but yeah, great equalizer. That's a great way to put it, because you know, it's anybody's race, really.
Yeah, and I say this, a lot of plate tracks, you know, you go from chump to champ or champ to chump in seconds at tracks like this. You just have to stay near the front lead pack. Somehow you have to survive. You know, that's what you're going to have to do here. Survive, try to stay out of the big one. And anybody in this field, and I mean anybody, has a chance to win this thing. And it's for money.
And Brown, we see this at races we cover, super speedway tracks in particular. It's kind of like a revolving door up there in the front, as guys get runs and pass each other, and it's like a merry-go-round up there. And very rarely do you see the guy who on the last lap coming out of turn 4, the guy in the lead. He's rarely the one that wins the race here at Talladega, because that start-finish line is just so far away from turn 4, and it's you know, a good ways past the trioval.
Yeah, that it is. As we take a ride around here with Zach Wheeler, as we don't have a driver spotlight this week, so we're just kind of picking people at random. We got Zach Wheeler out here. He had a pretty decent race, I believe, last week. I think didn't he have to serve a penalty or something and came flying up, or it might have been Indy or something, but you know, he's been definitely putting in the time and the effort here, and has been getting some decent results from it.
Yeah, toy machine bouncing around a little bit, as you can see. This racing surface, not one of the newer ones in the NASCAR family of tracks. So they'll be dealing with a little bit of bumps out there.
Yeah, and it's so much different out. When you're qualifying out there by yourself. I mean, it's just like driving the old Buick down the I-10. It's simple. But once you start putting these guys on a track together, and gals, it makes quite a bit of difference, and the speed is so much different as well. I always kind of like the format where they kind of qualify it together. It makes it kind of silly and interesting, but this is how they do it in real life, one at a time, and it really doesn't matter. Like I said, you could be 32nd place and still win this thing.
Yeah, there's about 4.5 seconds difference between the practice times where they're running in a group and then their qualifying times, which they're having to do solo.
That there is, as Dave Mayberry goes around and tries to put in a good lap here. He's currently 1/100th off pole position right now, which is being held by Mr. Timothy Pope, as Simon the Cobra Regis kind of takes over that spot.
I appreciate you guys watching on the stream already. We got some viewers on Facebook. Dave Mayberry says he's putting his money on Hot Rod. I think that's himself, isn't it? Dave Hot Rod Mayberry?
Well, they're somehow related. Yeah, it's good to have these fans, and we have the fan of the race English,
That's
if you
true.
want to kind of explain how that thing works.
Yep. We'll pick a person who's been commenting on social media to be our super fan of the race, and you'll get your name entered into a drawing to be held at the end of the Vigilante Racing Series, the Truck Series season. So keep those comments coming. Russell Endicott, he's ready to go. He said he's got his cut-off shorts on, his Mexican flag tank top, Rusty Wallace ball cap, flip-flops. He's got Miller Lite and some Jim Beam ready to go. So he's ready. He's pulling for the 12.
That just screams America right there. Everything, even with the Mexican flag. I mean, we're all one. So that's awesome, man.
He's pulling for the 12 of Albert Anderson. So Anderson's got his folks coming back out here again tonight. We love the support that people get. And Derek, thanks for the comment as well. Appreciate you watching as well. Justin Hutchinson said this is going to be a long race. You bet.
It's
going to be a good one.
These are the best ones. I don't care if it's long. I think it's going to be awesome. 75 laps. Not too. I don't think it's too long, but it's going to be fun. That's for dang sure.
199 and a half miles, so right at 200 miles. Justin Hutchinson pulling for Ox, Trev, Zax, Jacob, Jack, Tyler, and Alex. So outstanding.
We're going around watching some of these people go around the track, and a lot of them look like they're kind of taking our approach there, Mr. English, where we have our little race within our race, and see who can get that slowest time and start as far in the back as possible.
Yeah, I've done that a few times. Just kind of take off, and then I park right by the dang start-finish line, wait till it's almost done, and then cross the line. Try to set a ridiculously slow time, but
yeah. But you know what? That's some strategery.
that's right. That's right.
I think President Bush gave us that word.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good one, but that's really what they're doing. I mean, you have a game plan. You want to be middle of the pack, maybe to avoid some of the nonsense that goes on if you were to be in the back of the pack. I mean, or do you want to be up front? There's a lot involved. That clean air is good, but you have a bunch of people bearing down on you the whole race, and I think it's tough to start up front in a track like this.
Well, not only that, but I mean, you also have to take in consideration we will have a caution happen no matter what, and that being the competition caution. So you can start in the back and not have to force your way up to the front almost immediately to make up positions, because you still got half your race after that point to go.
Russell Endicott said it's American flag, not Mexican flag. I guess autocorrect got him there.
Oh well, either way, American, Mexican, we're all together in this one. I mean, why not now? It's one global power is what's going on out there, but I won't get into that. Look at this stuff going on out here. Look at all these cool paint schemes too. We always mention those
Absolutely.
guys. Yeah.
Eric Klafka, that 88, he's another one of those guys that may sneak up and try to steal one. He's pretty decent everywhere he goes, but I think he might have something for him here at this plate track. We'll see.
Yeah, Michael Adamson in the 51 car, Limitless E Sports, cool kind of pink paint scheme.
Yeah, he had one hell of a race last week as well.
Yeah,
that 51 truck.
Yeah, he did. You know who had a hell of a race last week was, I believe it was the number 7 of Russ Kilgore. I think he went about 800 yards into the sky at some point.
His trucks, we're still waiting on it to come back down to earth, I think.
Yeah, I think. Okay, we mentioned we got 2 fast repairs, and we talked about the 13X rule here tonight.
We haven't yet, so to continue to try to provide the best possible racing experience, for all these drivers and, just for y'all watching too. I mean, we don't want Caution Fest after Caution Fest here, so they instituted a 13 incident limit, so essentially you get into 2 bad wrecks, which would take care of your 2 fast repairs. Anything after that, you will be removed from competition, which I don't foresee us having running into that issue. I don't think we ran into that issue at Texas, and man, we saw what kind of show Texas was, and I think we still had just about everybody running there that felt like still they wanted to run. But not to mention that, but they're going to open up 3-wide racing availability once when we cross the line after 5 laps. With a limit on 4-wide racing. Obviously, if something happens when you're 3-wide and you accidentally go 4-wide, try to figure it out as quickly as possible, but that won't be I don't think that will be too penalized. But they want to limit the 4-wide racing until about the final lap. So we should get a nice clean start here, which at these plate tracks is definitely a big key, is getting the start kind of under your belt and getting a rhythm going, and after that, it's game on, as they would say. And Jess Vaughn in that 33 truck taking the top time as of right now, and so it sounds like he's going to be trying to start up there at the front to stay out of trouble, kind of back in the middle. But again, this is the first time we're seeing these guys at an actual plate-style track. And, I mean, we've seen them go flag to flag at Auto Club, and, who knows, we might see them go flag to flag here as well. As the qualifying session has come to a close, so let us start to give these guys where their drivers are going to be starting here today. And we got Jess Vaught winning pole position here with Jeremiah Burke on that outside. Going to be starting in second. You got the 020 of Simon the Cobra Regis. Going to be starting here in third with Timothy Pope in fourth. Dave Mayberry the Hot Rod going to be starting fifth with Dustin Reilly in sixth. Mike Adamson will be starting in seventh with Zachary Self in eighth. Ninth, we've got Kelly Keel, and rounding out that top 10 is Albert Anderson.
The 5 of Tyler Green will be starting in 11th. The 4 of Deion Jones in 12th. 47 of Alexander Gray starting 13th place. Jack Dixon in that 07 starting 14th. The 00 of Jacob Schaffet starting 15th place. The 63 of Joshua Oxendine starting 16th. The 19, Alex Forget Berube starting 17th. The 20 of Zach Wheeler starting 18th. 81 of Jonathan Osborne in 19th place. The 3 of Austin Paul starting 20th. The 27 of Bradley Wright starting 21st. The number 7 truck, Russ Kilgore, starting 22nd. And rounding out your top 23, the 6 of Trevor Robertson.
Yeah, then 027 of Angelica Timmerman, 24th. I think we're going to see her move up. She's going to draft well with friends. 187 of Devin Shaw, 25th. 84 of Josh Bittner, 26th. 88, Eric Klafka, 27th. Michael Everidge in the 28th spot. Brian Jablonski, the number 17 car, in 29th place. John Herzig, 30th. George Rincon, 31st. Jeff Snyder, 32nd. Jeffrey Green, 33rd. Couple of Jeffs back there. And then another Green, Rob Green, in the 91 car in 34th position. Man, that's a lot of cars, but this track is perfect for that amount of cars.
Yeah, no kidding. That's I think probably one of the biggest fields we've seen here so far this season, which is always great to see. And I know we're even still missing a couple people, so can't like Ricky Wittenberg. Can't wait to have you back, bud, and back racing with us. I know you're out there on vacation, so enjoy it. Enjoy those nice cool drinks. And, see you again next week with these guys.
Come around a pace here. The 37 of Dustin really is being given an EOL. It's just a carryover penalty from another race. He changed lanes before the start-finish line in a previous race, and the EOL just carries over to here. It's not the end of the world for Dustin really in the 37. He'll have plenty of opportunity to move up through the field here.
Yeah, if you're going to get an EOL, this is the place. This is the place to do it on lap 1 for sure. He's going to have plenty of time. We're going to see a lot of cool stuff. We're going to talk about a lot of cool stuff and what these drivers are thinking, as they kind of move in and out of traffic and where they're positioning themselves. It's a mind game, guys. This is not, it's not
right.
check. It's chess. And this is the big, track of all kinds of stuff goes on here, so I love this stuff. As they're coming around here and getting ready in turn 4.
That they are, and of course we got that kind of delayed start-finish line, not exactly right in the middle of that tri-oval area. It's kind of actually out there on the exit and closer almost to turn 1 than it is really anything else. But, that pace truck coming down, and these guys are itching and raring, ready to go as everything starts to gather back up, group up, and man, oh man, look how many trucks we got here tonight. Holy
Beautiful
smokes.
sight.
So Jess Vaught and Jeremiah Burke leading us off down into this first green flag to get this race underway. And boy, oh boy, here we go. Green flags waving, off and running, down into turn number 1 we go. Looks like Jeremiah Burke got a great restart there, and he's going to be able to have a nose over Jess Vaught. However, this being the plate track, that's going to equalize fairly quickly, as it looks like Jess has some help from the Cobra Regis, kind of giving him a little push here at the start. And you can see people moving around just a little bit, kind of gathering it up and choosing their ideal lines, but we're off and running, and we're 2 wide racing.
Dale Adamson on Facebook saying, I wish the 51 a good race. That's his dad out there. His dad's driving the 51, and wish he could race with him, but couldn't tonight. Hopefully he does well. Go 51. Appreciate y'all watching out there.
Yeah, just kind of 2 wide all the way around there, isn't it, Brown? That's some good stuff. They're holding their line, kind of feeling this thing out.
That they are, and I mean, we've seen it time and time again. If you're going to race a car at one of these plate tracks, I mean, this car is perfect for it. I mean, it's take a brick and then put an engine on it, and that's essentially what these trucks are. So they're punching a big old hole, and man, these things draft really, really well. I think once we start seeing some older tires come into play, might see a little bit of a loose condition, or just the airflow upsetting these trucks a little bit. But until then, these guys I think aren't going to have too much of an issue. I mean, you can kind of see it. They're laying off of each other, about a lane and a half, giving each other some room. Not quite doing the whole side draft thing just yet.
Yeah, one of Josh Bittner's kids also pulling for him on YouTube. Appreciate y'all watching. He's got a few fans out there as well. Yeah, where do you want to be here? I mean, the outside line looks like they're getting pretty organized up there in the first 5 rows or so. It might be the place to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I still tend to want to be kind of in the back of that pack since it's so early, but these guys really look like they're driving better than the real truck drivers who are NASCAR trucks out there right now. I mean, they're holding their line, a lot of consistent racing going on, and you know, we would expect something like that with these guys, so
Yeah.
pretty good stuff.
They race so clean week in, week out. I don't foresee any major problems here with people being impatient. Looks like everybody's off to a pretty patient start.
I gotta say, we've still got a long way to go. This being a 75-lap race, that's just shy of 200 miles, I believe.
Yeah, but patience it's tough because, you know, as you're trying to push somebody, these cars draft so well, it's easy to just stand on it and get around them. But the key right now, and they're doing it, is patience. Just hang in there, find your dance partner, right, Brown, and just let's move your way to where you want to be slowly, because there's no rush at this point.
No, as you can see, Jeremiah Burke currently getting pushed by the 728 of Timothy Pope. I don't believe those guys are teammates. So, you know, it's a lot of these guys have raced with each other before, so they know roughly everybody's driving style. But at the same time, you do have some kind of newer people in here, and you know, this really isn't a track, as Jeremiah Burke getting quite clear of Jess Vaught there, so he's able to slide down into that bottom line. But you know, this isn't a track for hard feelings being carried over. You got to be willing to work with anybody and everybody, especially up until that final lap.
Yeah, Russell Endicott saying, what's our estimated fuel window? That's one of the things I didn't really work out prior to the start of this race, but
I don't know if it's going to come into play with the competition caution. I think we're going to, that's just my opinion, right? Weren't we going to have a competition caution at some point, kind of mid-race? We don't really know when.
They said between lap 35 and 40 is when we should see that come out.
That's pushing it, especially if you've been up front, you know, dragging these kind of trains of cars along, as Timothy Pope drops down to that bottom line now and kind of takes over that lead. That's definitely pushing it. As these cars in the back, I mean, like right now we got Trevor Robertson sitting back here in like 18th, Josh Oxendine 19th, Tyler Green in 20th. They can pretty much run 3/4 throttle, keep up with everybody, you know, leave a little bit of space just in case some little bit happens, but they won't lose the draft. And man, they're just going to be doing nothing but saving fuel and can push it out that extended amount of time if need be, because I mean 40 laps, that's a long way on this fuel run.
Yeah, and you know what? We didn't go over it, and that's a great question by the viewers. We're at 70% fuel in these trucks, so our fuel window is gonna be a little
kind of
different.
throws. Yeah, you're going to see people hitting before the competition caution. I would imagine.
And I like that. I like that a lot. I think it throws a little wrench in your. It's going to make you work for it. You're going to have to think for it.
Yep, and you're going to have to make sure you practice those green flag pit stops just in case, because getting that thing slowed down. What are we at? 55, 60 miles an hour? What is it here? 55. So you got to get that thing down to 55 before you hit that cone. Russell also saying if Pope gets clean air, does he run away with it like last week? Yeah, I think this is a completely different animal. It kind of depends on who he has around him, I imagine.
I don't think anybody.
When the time comes.
Nobody can run away here. You know what I mean?
No, you really can't.
They built so much momentum with these. The more trucks, the better, right?
Right.
We've seen 3 trucks with 3 truck packs catch the lead pack and with no problem. So, yeah, this isn't one that you're going to run away with. That's for sure.
Justin's kind of got the right idea. He says you can drink if you're riding in the back, you know, so that's where he'd be.
As we were 3 wide there for just a second, I think that was Kelly Keel and I think maybe Bradley Wright. I think someone might have just drifted a little too high out of line. Excuse me, that might have actually been the 5 of Tyler Green. And so rather than trying to shove his way back down, he let the people go, and when a hole opened up, he trickled his way down as Jesvot now kind of running around on that inside line. Once again, he did kind of move up just a little, move to that high line just to get back in front, and so now Simon Cobra Regis, instead of being the pusher, he's finding help himself being pushed. He's got the 77 of Zachary Self right now.
Jay Berube on the outside, he's up by the outside wall. He said, I don't think he liked what he saw up there. He looks like he's dropping to the back.
Yeah, he may be wanting to be in the back, get a cold drink himself. That's kind of my philosophy. I like that. If you're in the back, you can just kind of like sip your tea or whatever it is you like to drink back there. But definitely more intense up front. With all of what's going on up there. Really, they're pushing it a little bit, but nothing wild.
Audrey Sessions saying, hey, keep the eyes on the 12 truck of Albert Anderson. So Anderson's got his folks out there pulling for him again tonight. Justin seems to think it's about a 25-lap pit window, so possibly a 2-stop race, but don't... Oh, we got 3 wide action back here. The 27 in the middle, the 5 on the outside, the 01 of Kill down low. Let's see if they get this sorted out. They didn't really want these guys doing much 3 wide early.
Just able to figure that one out, and I mean, you can make it 3 wide. The problem is for Tyler Green, he had no help out there to kind of push him along. I mean, so the other thing to watch out for is you got to be careful. If a big hole opens up there to shoot it up the middle, you can take your truck by yourself. You essentially get a wind tunnel just flying up through that middle. You can make up quite a few spots just on your own, and talk about making up quite a few spots. You got Austin Paul in the 3 truck right now. He's up 13 spots in 7, so he's been making all the right moves and picking the right lanes. And same thing with Mike Everidge. He's currently just found his way into that top 10. He's up 18 spots.
That's some slicing and dicing right there. Angelica Timmerman's up 5 as well, so some good movers.
A little bit of bobbing and weaving going on here about middle of this front pack here.
Well, that's the other thing to watch out for is this being a daytime race. You're going to have to watch those temps as well, so you can kind of see as these guys hit these straightaways, they stagger out a little bit to try to get some air to those trucks. I don't think overheating is going to be too much of an issue, but I mean, we've just seen how tight they've been running. I mean, they're really not that many gaps between each of these trucks. You can imagine the heat building up quite a bit.
Yeah, we talk about it constantly. These trucks are very drafty. They block a lot of air. If you get right on somebody's back bumper and you're not paying attention, when those gauges start flashing red, you really got to get that nose out into some clean airs. The 5 going outside, making it 3 wide again on the outside of the 27.
There he is. He's out there all by himself once again, but he is getting that side draft from the 81 as the 81's not quite exactly in line. So we're going to be 3 wide here for a good little second here.
82 to average stuck in the middle there, but he's got help.
Yeah, it's a little early to be working harder than real Mrs. Poindexter out there.
Oh, yeah.
I want to settle in. I'm watching this pack in the back, 28th all the way to 34th. They're kind of running together and just hanging out. I don't know how they ended up there, but John Herzig in the 14th car is leading that pack as they come around the front stretch here.
81 out in front of the 5 now. Go ahead, Brown.
I was just going to say that the 81 hopping on that outside train, so we'll see if these 2 guys can make it work on that outside. I think if they get one more truck out there, they can make a big time move. I think you just
He's thinking about it.
Ooh, we got one in the middle. We got one in the middle there. We got a 3 wide up front here. So
That lead machine, the Timothy Pope, kind of going back and forth, blocking some progress here.
Oh, as both Timothy
right
Pope
behind him.
and both Timothy Pope and Burke both slide down. So that's going to actually check that top line up a little bit. So these guys hanging out there on that far outside line, they might be able to gain some momentum out there and haul butt up to that front.
27's got a pretty good run here.
yeah, patience is getting thin already a little bit. We got those guys.
Oh! Truck going around in the front. Big one, big one.
Oh,
big
this
one.
is a big
Got
one.
one in the fence. Huge wreck there. Half the field involved here.
Oh,
Man,
wow.
82
I
and
was
4.
Well, I was riding along with Alex Forget Berube, and how lucky is he? He just witnessed that whole thing unfold. Wow.
It's like the 753 and the 4 kind of got together with the 77 right there in the mix as well. And it was just chaos.
Oh, man, you weren't kidding. We had a truck tumbling up and over everybody. I think that was, I believe, was that Timothy Pope that was kind of flopping around? No, it wasn't. I'm trying to see who it was.
I saw the 77 itself
753
in the middle of that.
tried to exit the entire speedway there.
Yeah, that's who it was. Jeremiah Burke, who was running so well up at the front. Just unfortunately getting in the bad news of that front. Let's take one more look at it and see what happened. It looks like... Oh, Man, that's tough to call there.
Just
Yeah.
really tight
Looks like
racing up front. And
The 753 drifted up just a little bit as the 4 was drifting down just a little bit.
the 4 tried to get off of him as fast as he could, but
Oh, yeah.
he turned.
was,
He made a big right turn trying to get off of him, but the momentum had already started.
Let's take a look from Alex Forget Berube's as a viewpoint.
Also be good.
As he sees just trucks flying and smoke everywhere, doing a great job to get it all back down and avoid the contacts.
Well, pretty lucky here as we got some teammates in pit road pushing each other. Jeremiah Burke's getting pushed in pit road to his stall by, looks like his teammate.
Oh, wow.
Limited Sports. Good, that's good teamwork right there, isn't it?
You ain't kidding.
So we got a whole slew of people all taking their pit stops. I mean, we were getting a little close to that pit window. I mean, we're still a few laps away, but so I think from this point on, they will make it to that competition yellow.
And Chan the man on YouTube saying netcode may have helped cause that. They were so close though. It's hard to tell if netcode really had anything to do with it there. They were just so damn close.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, that's what we get here. I mean, we got a little earlier than we thought. 2 fast repairs. They're going to be fine. And what about those guys I mentioned earlier? They were 28th through 34th. I know George Rincon and John Hergic was in there. Now they moved up a little bit. We'll see if this is going to help them at all.
And Russell on Facebook, you're right. It's Dega. I mean, unfortunately that's kind of what you get here when you have one little spin happen up in the front, and because it happened way up in the front, that's one of the reasons we had so many cars involved in it. Trucks, involved.
I'm going to call it. You said unfortunately. I'm going to call it fortunately, because that was awesome. I'm not going to see the fighting, and these guys aren't going to fight over that stuff. That's just racing, man. It happens here. Everybody knows it happens here, and you just have to pick up the pieces and try to finish this thing.
Get in, use a fast repair, get back out.
Yeah, and hopefully not have to tow. I mean, that's the issue. But
I mean, even
really awesome stuff.
even more important than that that came not due to the 3 wide. I don't believe so. That was
Right.
3 wide was working out there, even though it was only just a couple trucks. But they've now seen that it can work, and you can slowly maybe move your way up depending on what goes on up there at the front. But we'll just have to wait and see if people's strategies and how aggressive they want to be either stay the same, or if things get cranked up a little bit here, as Timothy Pope's going to be your new leader with Simon Cobra Regis going to be starting there on the outside. Jess Vaught was able to get through that without too many issues. He's going to be in third with Hot Rod. Dave Mayberry in fourth. Fifth will be Mike Adamson. Jonathan Osborne moving up quite a few spots in that one. He's going to be starting sixth. Kelly Keel seventh, with Russ Kilgore restarting here eighth. Alex Gray up quite a few. Same thing with Jack Dillon. And so quite a few newer names up there in that top 10 here tonight.
Yeah, it looks like the 6th truck of Trevor Robertson had some connection issues. So hopefully he's able to reconnect before he loses too many laps, so he can get back in here and turn some laps.
Yeah, that he's always up front, so we need to get him back in here. What I like about this track in Dega, I like how it's the stripes are painted. It's like driving down the freeway. You know where your lane is, but for some reason, it's because the whole big giant punch of air that y'all talk about, I think makes these trucks move around quite a bit. But I do like how it's painted out there. You're just driving on the freeway, or treat it like you're driving on the freeway until about lap 70, and then you try to kill everyone. That's the key.
Rick Watson on here pulling for Ox. Saying your biggest fans here. Let's see some racing. Looks like the pace truck looks like it might be getting ready to come on down.
I was about to say, speaking of racing, we're about to get back to it here. We're going to be taking the green flag on lap number going on to 19, which leaves 15 or so to the window of the competition caution. Timothy Pope and Simon the Cobra Regis starting this one off, and away we go. Looked like Pope got a great restart there, but again, this being a plate track, that's not going to matter all too much here. It's everybody's going to get stacked back up together, and Jess Vaught already looking to make a move. He's peeking to the outside, jumping up to that top line very early, as there's only 5 cars that stayed out there on that high line. Everyone else kind of single filed out, as we got some people, I think, coming out of the pits and trying to figure out where they want to be here, and might end up seeing a chase pack form in here due to how spaced out this is getting.
Well, Deion Jones, number 4, just hit someone and put him off into the wall, and he's done. I didn't get to see the whole thing. Didn't cause a caution.
I just noticed the 63 of Ox does have some rear end damage, like a bent spoiler and tailgate. Hopefully that doesn't affect him a whole heck of a lot, as he's tucked in behind a few other trucks, as you can see. So hopefully he can get that fixed too on the next stop.
And you can see
that outside. Go ahead, sir.
I was just gonna say, you can see kind of behind this lead of 10 or so trucks, there's a little bit of a gap, and then just about everybody else. But with how much of a hole these things do punch, that hole's going to close very quickly, as we have people trying to bridge that gap and make moves to catch back up. And Jess Vaught still on that outside line, trying to get back around Timothy Pope. And once again, he's got Simon giving him a good push.
Anderson sitting back here in 13th right now, keeping that truck alive, staying up with this lead pack.
Yeah, well, what I was mentioning, Deion Jones got into it with John Herzig back there and put him into the wall. Didn't cause a caution, but really hurt his...
Ox just jumped out of line. He's on the apron. letting everybody go here. Jumps right back up and on the track in front of Zach himself in that Chick-fil-A 77 machine.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you lose your concentration, step out of line a little bit, somebody will take advantage of you. You know what I mean? They'll try to take advantage of you. You'll fall quite a bit until you can fall back in line. And that's the cool part about, plate racing. That's what it is. We see it all the time. And I think that's coming into play here.
Tina Forge Barube also doing what he did earlier, staying up by the outside wall and letting everybody go around him, letting everybody go by. So playing the long game, I guess, here. Chan the man saying keep an eye on the 3. He knows how to get around this track, and we'll have to watch Austin Paul.
It's currently kind of in this back, I don't want to say chase group because they do have the draft from that main group as they're all kind of single filed out here. I think all these guys back here are just going to wait this one out to see how things happen. And, they've got that little bit of a cushion, if something were to happen up at the front.
Like Russell Endicott's seen Airplane a few times. It looks like it was a bad week to quit amphetamines.
Oh man, I love stuff like that. What a heck of a movie! I hadn't seen that one in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Bring us some new material. I like that. What about this outside line? And it seems like a merry-go-round, and when you're leading the outside line, you got such a good run. Then you always seem to come down in front, like what we just saw right there.
Yeah, we just saw. Who was that just jumped down? The 33 of Jess Vaught, jumping from the outside to the inside line. The outside line is just, they're not as tight, they're not as organized as the inside line is. As you can see, they're
losing a lot of positions right now.
They're losing a lot of ground to that inside line, so it's time to tighten it up out there, guys. If y'all are going to make that work.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just tougher for some reason because this isn't the only place we see this, where the outside line makes some moves and the leader of the outside comes straight down to the inside line when he gets up there.
And you see,
really, and Kilgore just jumped out.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. It just takes a couple cars, just in front of these guys, even if they're a car apart. I mean, it doesn't take much just for them to jump up. And next thing you know, these guys are going to have some momentum and start to move forward a little bit here.
Let's see if they can get a run. They're trying to get it pieced back together on the outside here. Almost a third of the way. It looks like we'll be at lap 25 completed next time around. Clicking them off tonight pretty quick.
Yeah, that we are, as that top line slowly creeping forward, kind of car by car here, and getting that little bit of a run. You can see him kind of duck dive and dodge and try to get maybe a little bit of side draft from that inside line as more and more people move up and down again. And here we go. You got Russ Kilgore leading that outside line right now, and there we go. They came back 3 or 4 rows, and they're now back up there fighting all the way up at the front.
I mean, what is going? Go ahead there, sir.
I was just going to say, Rick Watson on YouTube, it looks like Ox he went down on the apron and let everybody go. I don't really know why that happened, but he's watching his guy Oxendine. And thanks, Grumpy Gramp Racing. Appreciate you guys watching. Talk about some guys that put on a pretty good show, Grumpy Gramps.
Oh no! We got big contact, no caution. Oh, now we're gonna have a caution.
Looks like the 33 came back up on the track.
And 7 was involved. Russ Kilgore. I was going to say, man, help me, Tom Cruise. Help me,
one on the roof here, upside down.
That was interesting.
And unfortunately, I think that one was netcode.
Well, let's give it a look. I mean,
that we will, as I need to go back up to get to where it was.
33 and Pope got together, maybe?
I know Russ Kilgore was in the mix there, and I'm trying to find the angle to kind of watch what happened. Hey, tight racing up there. Kilgore was getting pushed really hard.
Oh, he was getting
It was netcode.
It was netcode, but there the 728 was also pushing the 33 pretty hard. So it was netcode that started the whole situation, but then the 33 just not able to quite hang on to it. As,
when he came back up on the track, man.
Well, and that
I'm not sure that's what he was trying to do. It looks like
so that was
hitting the rear end.
That was the 29 of Hot Rod, Dave Mayberry, flipping up onto his roof.
He did about 3/4 of a mile on his ceiling there.
Oh, and what's that's true. What's crappy about this netcode deal? I mean, it could hurt them now because they have 2 fashion pairs and they can only get 13 incident points. So, are we going to lose any drivers because the incident points here?
I don't know. All these cautions have happened, relatively close to the front, so a lot of cars are getting involved in this too.
Right.
Yeah, I wish iRacing would let us see what the real time incident count is, but we can't see it because we are in spectator role, so we're not able to see that.
Well, we'll find
Wow,
out
wreck.
at some point when you see him being disconnected or what have you. I don't think we've seen anyone disconnected.
No, not through
points.
that.
So I think so. We're good, but I'm sure a few guys are on the borderline at this point.
So we had quite
And the reason they do that, the reason they put that number out there is just to try to keep guys being careful. They've done a pretty good job with it, throughout the season. It's just another innovative way for them to help, try to control some aggression from these drivers. And I mean, sometimes there's really nothing you can do here, it seems.
Now, there's absolutely nothing at a track like this you can do, and we saw it there. I mean, it began with some bumping there, but they're trying to get up there. It was nothing stupid, or it's just real racing. And then you have an issue with a computer glitch, is what netcode is. If anybody didn't know, it's kind of like a glitch where the cars get kind of close, and I guess this computer thing, it's a simulation, not a game, decides that it was a crash. So,
check out who your race leader is. It was also the person that was leading during practice with the fastest lap, and that's the 027 of Angelica Timmerman.
As we wait for these guys to get back to that green flag, let's pull in one of these guys that was involved in that wreck, and that'd be Mr. Oh, never mind. Can't pull him up. I was gonna talk to.
Trying to pull?
I was trying to pull Mr. Dave Mayberry, but I think we can't pull from the race stewards channel.
Oh yeah,
in that
that's
channel. So, just kind of get his take on that incident and that wild ride that he took.
yeah, it was definitely wild, and we've seen a couple of those. And I mean, it looks like Days of Thunder out here at some points with some of these crashes. But hey, we love it, don't we? This is kind of the fun. This is the most fun stuff to watch and talk about. I think this kind of racing here.
All right, so we're going to be going live here on lap 30. So 5 laps to that open window, and then 5 more laps to that window. So we're going to start seeing a competition caution, and then after that, I think that's when we're going to see everything kind of really break loose once again here.
Just Vault, the 33 machine, did get an EOL because it was determined that after the initial start of that accident, because he wasn't able to stay on the apron and came back up into traffic and caused some more carnage there. They're going to have him starting at the end of the lead lap here.
So, Race Control gave him an EOL. Who is Race Control?
It's his wife, Lori, so...
Wow, we may have some fireworks. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get these two.
Hey, she's fair and impartial. And impartial. We know Lori does a great job up there in the admin booth.
She's even hard on her old husband there, so that is awesome. Man, they may have an argument after this deal. But hey, it's pretty cool that she would do that. Hey, it's your fault, hon. Get the heck in the back.
She's professional. It looks like the pace truck's getting ready to make that left turn.
That it is. So up 23 spots is Angelica Timmerman going to lead this one off with Jonathan Osborne on that outside. He's up 17 spots, and Bradley Wright up 18 spots himself. Is going to be starting here in third. So a whole crew of new names going to be leading this one off and getting ready to go back to green flag racing with just a short little stint away from that competition. Yellow, and off we go.
81 had trouble starting. Might have a few trucks going to get a big run on her here in just a second.
Yeah, it's coming.
There is such a thing as having too good of a restart and getting too far ahead. Look at the outside line rolling here.
Yeah, we just saw it. There they go.
Keep in mind the 81 of Osborne and the 027 of Timmerman, they did not pit in that last during that last caution.
I'd say all pretty much just about moved down to that inside single file, but not for long, as the 00 of Jacob Schaffet in the 77 of Zachary Self move out and try to get that outside line rolling once again to take us back to two wide racing. But right now, Jonathan Osborne leading this one off with Timothy Pope and Dustin Reilly.
Look here, though. Jack Dixon and Kelly Keel coming up to help Self and Schaffet in that outside line. It looks like they're making pretty good progress.
There's some really good pushing going on there.
Outstanding.
On both sides, inside and outside.
We got a car bobbing and weaving down there on that bottom line. I think that's Dustin Reilly in that 37 truck, just trying to get it all settled down and whatnot. I mean, the second you hit that yellow line and that apron transition, it upsets that truck quite a bit, as we have a few guys just a little rows back trying to figure out a three-wide situation here.
Trevor Roberts.
Accidental three-wide is what I'd call that. But go ahead there, English.
Oh, Trevor Robertson saying on YouTube, he said he changed connections, and iRacing said his subscription expired. So, and he just renewed it on the 10th, so he's having technical difficulties here.
Gotta pay the bill. I'll call Boston. We'll get this thing settled out.
Well, it sounds like he did. It just... Something's out of whack.
Silly stuff happens with computers and iRacing, but it is probably one of the greatest sports simulation games I think out there. So, not games, simulations.
Hutchinson on YouTube pulling for the 00 shot as he goes up and takes the lead.
Ooh.
As we had a little bit of an issue behind him, we had the 01, the 77, and the 81 all trying to figure out who wants to be on that inside line, and man, there was really no window here, but it looks like that 77 is going to be left to dry in that middle line with really no help, and eventually help's going to come. But right now you got Kelly Keel and Simon the Cobra Regis on that outside line.
They're moving.
Well, they left Jonathan Osborne out to dry there. Wow.
Schaffet, let's see what he's going to do here as the 81's starting to make a little ground on him. That's too late to move down now as the 81 is inside of his quarter panel. Oh, man.
It's good stuff, right? They're kind of shaking and baking right here.
And I feel bad for Lori typing this steward's report. She's going to have she better get a
Oh, as we're 3 wide for third, and there was a little bit of contact between Osborne, Pope, and I believe that's Timmerman sitting there in the middle.
Yeah, they're going to freight train her for a minute.
She
Wow,
might
look
be
at
able
that.
to get behind this.
Yeah, Pope was that
turnover.
Pope that jumped out and helped her there?
Pope or his teammate? Let's see. No, it is
Whoa.
Timothy Pope.
A lot more stuff happening up here.
Oh, look at this. Everybody catching up to the lead pack. And guess what? We're 3 wide, 2 or 3 deep here. 3 or 4 deep. My goodness.
They look like they're racing for this competition caution, which we don't even know when it's going to be thrown.
As we're just entering lap 35 right now, so that window is open. So we're going to see a yellow flag come out here within the next 5 laps. The question is it going to be thrown by the race director, or is it going to be thrown by some smoke and cars burning down to the ground? We're going to have to wait and find out. But right now you got Jacob Shoffett up there at the front being pushed by Zachary Self, with Dustin really on the outside kind of middle line right now, trying to make some work happen with the 728 of Timothy Pope giving him a push. And he's still got Kelly Keel and Simon the Cobra Regis hanging on 3 wide, but they have lost that momentum as things kind of settle back down a little bit here, and they're going to have to try to figure out a way to either get down to that second line somehow or talk some people into joining them 3 wide on that outside.
Great call by the 81 and the 027 of staying out, because they knew that this competition caution was coming. So they're going to be pitting, and I think we'll probably see most of the field pit also. But there's no guarantee on when these guys are going to get to pit again.
I'm just fixated on this top 6, 7 spots. Normally,
man.
I like to watch what's going on in the back, but this is pretty intense for kind of this early in the race. Awesome, awesome stuff.
The 5 of Tyler Green joining that far outside line, trying to get it put together. As it's like they're making a little bit of headway, maybe.
It's starting to. They're inching their way forward. And
making it.
Look at that. Kelly Keel, his bumper is now right up there. We almost got a little bit of a step stagger going up and across the track there, as these guys are making a heck of a run on that outside line.
And there's no room for error at this point. Look how close everyone is here. I mean, this is really good stuff, man.
So the 12 going to that outside line, trying to test the waters out there. It's actually being shown 2 laps down, so
I just want
still up there mixing it up.
I just want everybody to know that with that 3 wide situation that's going on, we've got 12 cars all within half of a second of each other.
Yeah, it's insane, man.
Traveling at dang near 190 miles an hour.
I mean, before a second elapses, that's, 12, 13, 14 cars.
Yeah, and this is a point of race where if I'm in this race right here and I'm in the middle, and I have been in this situation before, I reach down and grab my cold beer and then I hit the wall and everybody dies. So,
hey, we don't want to see that.
No. These guys aren't like me. I'm terrible at this.
As we're now about to go on to lap 39, so we're going to be seeing that competition yellow come out here at any second.
Yeah, Russell Endicott on Facebook saying, going to be another one before it's over with. It's way too early for all this 3 wide, 6 deep business.
Yeah, I'm with him, Russell. I agree with you, but so far they've done very, very well with it. It makes for some exciting stuff if you're out there watching it, and that's what we're doing, just kind of enjoying what's happening out here.
And there it is. That's your competition caution.
There it is. So now here's the problem. You got to get all these guys all checked up without hitting each other.
I saw a little issue in the back, but I think everybody's good.
So I just got asked for an update on the 3 machine of Austin Paul. He's being scored 9 laps down
He is out there running. It looks like
1 second.
it took a second for our software
Yeah,
to update.
Yeah, it's updating now.
Yeah, I mean, we can put
Looks like he'll be on the tail end of the lead lap.
people on the moon, but we can't get this figured out. You know, I mean, what
Yeah.
the hell's going on?
Yeah, the scoring is a little bit.
It's great. It's iRacing is great.
Yeah, he is on the lead lap. He's the last car on the lead lap.
SDK Racing is great, but it's everything has little issues, so bear with us at times.
That frustrates the hell out of me when it says he's 9 laps down, and then as soon as they cross the finish line, oh, he's on the lead lap.
Yeah, I use my calculator.
Yeah,
sitting over
try
here
not
with
to
a calculator.
rely on it too much.
Yeah, I count them personally as we're going along. Don, what you think about that first half of that race, man?
Ooh boy! All I know is if we got anything like that in store for the second half, man, this is gonna be a good show for everybody.
So, what do you think as far as pits here? You think everybody's coming?
I think everybody's coming because of where this competition yellow came out. If you do some saving, I think you can make it to the end from here.
Oh,
See, that's a lot of thought and stuff needs to go into that. I don't have.
But I mean,
brains for that.
you're doing a lot of
I
saving.
don't know, man.
Well, and I like where they put the competition caution because I think obviously you're right. 70% fuel. There's probably going to need to be another stop, but I think we're going to see, if not the big one, the third big one at some point. When they're coming down.
It's like just about every single truck coming down here.
And it looks like they're just taking quite a few people just taking fuel only.
Just a little splash and go.
Not
Maybe
a bad
2.
idea. We're
maybe
not
2
tearing up.
tires?
You're not tearing up tires here at all. 2 tires would be. I would try to go with 2 tires if it was me. We got a couple of Jonathan Osborne. Looks like he took all 4.
Yeah,
Same
the
with
3 is
George
taking
McCall.
tires. It's like the 3 truck took 2.
Angelica Timmerman looks she got 4. Hey, it's just kind of your philosophy. I don't think it's going to matter too much in the end. Fuel is the issue here.
Yep.
And so while we drive around here, let's try to pull someone in here again. Someone we don't talk to that often, but we talk about a lot. That's going to be the 63 of Mr. Josh Oxendine. Hey, Josh, you got a copy?
Hey, how y'all doing that?
Oh man, we're having a blast up here in the booth. But tell us how's it going down there on the track? We've seen a couple instances of unfortunate parking lot situations, but other than that, the racing's been pretty hot and dang near impressive.
Been going good. Strategy's working out. Just trying to stay out of the drama, just in case it comes down to the end. And keep the X's going because 13. You're out of here. But keep eye on us. Probably about lap 50, 55. You're gonna see us ease on up there for the rush to get to the checker flag happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun watching you run, and Ox Nation is definitely alive and well out there on YouTube. You got anything you want to say to your fans out there on YouTube?
I appreciate all of them, Ryan, Rick, Cornbread, and all them. But one thing I want to say this weekend, my daddy had a stroke on Sunday, and they got airlifted to Charlotte. So I just want to give a shout out to him tonight. Wishing him well, and hopefully he'll be back home on Friday.
Sorry, brother. We'll be praying for him for sure.
Yeah, prayers, and when we get to the end of this race, you just send it, man. Get that thing done.
I promise. We just playing around right now. At the end, you're gonna see us go to the front.
I love it. Be careful out there.
I appreciate it. Y'all be good up in the booth.
Good to talk to him.
Definitely good to talk to him. I know he's got a heck of a fan base that shows up week in and week out, and we don't hardly ever hear from him. So why don't we?
He's got a friend named Cornbread, so he can't be all
Say
bad.
that. I wish Cornbread would pipe up here. Cornbread, if you're out there, you let us know. We want to hear from you.
So we're going to be exiting turn 4 here and getting back to that green flag racing, which we all know and love. And boys, oh boys, this is coming down to it. And You know, it's everybody's favorite time. It's time to buckle up and strap on that drinking helmet, throw inhibition out that window, because it's time to go racing. We're past halfway, past that competition caution. You know, and anything from this point on, I think we're going to start seeing some moves of desperation from some people, just trying to make their way either up to that front or try to keep themselves from moving all the way to the back.
Yeah, if Hutchinson's prediction about the 25 lap fuel window is even close to correct, we're not done seeing these guys come down and get some gas, but we'll see. We'll see who our savers are, and if we get another caution or two, that might help them over the hump.
Yeah, that's the other thing we've seen today is some of these cautions have come out at a pretty timely time where we're just about to look at, you know, green flag pit stops. So we have not seen green flag pit stops yet from these guys here at a plate track, and it'd be definitely interesting to see and watch how these guys manage to get that one done, especially if they're, you know, stacked up 3 wide. You can't go from the wall to the pit lane. That's just not going to happen.
Stopping that 00 looks like he took fuel only. Thanks to Hutch on YouTube for that tip. This race is brought to you. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, there, Brown.
I was just going to say, and away we go with the green flag wave, and it looks like Dustin really got out in front of everybody there. I don't know if that was a complete jump, and he might get penalized for it, or what. But oh no, as we're wrecking almost immediately off the bat.
Big wreck. Keel involved. 33. Oh, now they're stacking up back here. Like,
Yeah, they look like cords of wood right there. What in the world?
my goodness.
Oh man, that looked like Angelica
Yells
Timmerman
out.
just dove straight down into the inside wall. Let's we're gonna have to go back and watch what happened there, because it looked like just a case of being pushed and getting turns.
It happened in front of her. Oh, yeah. And she kind of yeeted up into the 33, but yeah, the wreck was already happening.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to do. Terrible.
What happened?
I don't know. Reverse. Oh man,
Blinker.
looks like the 47 got
47.
turned.
Damn it.
Alex Gray. Let's go back and watch that one once again. Kind of see what happened here. Just being pushed. Can't see who that is.
It's green. One of the green boys is kind of.
Might have been Tyler Green giving him a little bit of a push there and just breaking loose.
Yeah, it
Can't
was
push
Tyler
the
Green.
pusher.
Yeah, and that's something we haven't talked about, and
Yep.
that's obvious now.
Justin Hutchinson. I wish we had the. We don't have a crank it up cam on Talladega. Tell iRacing to get off their butt and provide that for us. Man, tough break there. We'll probably only see damaged cars pit here, huh?
I
Or do you
think so.
Let's see if you guys splash and go. Might have a couple cars top off here. Trucks, I'm sorry.
Man, that was an unexpected deal right there, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that.
And I know that was a competition caution, but we mention it sometimes. You know, cautions breed cautions, even though that
Yes,
was
sir.
competition. You know, it's kind of like a plane. The takeoff and the landing are the hard part. You know,
Hey, yeah.
so it's kind of a similar deal here.
Yeah, but you know what? At the same time, this is gonna kind of help out the field there, because it wasn't really the best of starts up there at the front either. It just looked a little hastily
Even. Yeah, it was.
paced together there. It wasn't.
But the great thing about this league is they'll go back and review tape. So they'll go back and study that restart. They'll know exactly when the green comes out, so they can see if somebody jumped or laid back or or whatever the case may be. This race is brought to you by D&D Race Graphics. If you need a car painted, and Ricky knows how to do it over there at D&D Racing Graphics, look him up on Facebook. He's got a Facebook page. Send him a message. Kind of let him know what you're interested in. And we also want to thank Pam and Ricky, Ludiker Property Group, Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee. If you're looking to buy or sell a house, don't try to do it on your own. Get a hold of somebody who knows what they're doing. And the folks over there at Keller Williams, Johnson City, Tennessee, know what they're doing. So
Yeah,
appreciate them sponsoring these races.
Yeah, doesn't Ricky Wittenberg basically do everything? I mean, does realty, radio, he's vacation man. The guy does it all. I mean, and check out the podcast he puts on. He's had some really great ones. Vigilante Report and
SoundCloud.com. Yeah, look him up, man.
yeah,
It's cool. I listened to the newer one today. The podcast they put out. You learn so much of the backstory about what's going on in these races.
Yeah, we have, and like Jonathan Osborne, what a great story that guy is, and in this league, and you can learn a little bit about us. We were involved in one of those, and it was fun. Good time talking to those guys, and such a great league, and it's a money league. This is where you want to be if you like iRacing and you're into it. This is a heck of a racing series. Vigilante Racing League.
Talking about the payout, what are the payouts, Adam? You got that run down?
Yeah, I'm not good at math, but I think it's first you get 25, second 15, and third place 10, right? And then, hey, you could almost make up your whole entry fee if you win a couple of these races. You could, I think. And also, we're gonna have a random draw at the end of the race for these guys, and they're gonna win $5. So one of these other drivers, it could be any of them, could win $5.
And I mean, just like last week, it just so happened the driver we kind of talked to in the middle of the race also got lucky and won that little random draw. So
yeah, we'll see if it happens this week. We're going to see if there's some shenanigans going on your end over there, Mr. Brown, with your computer.
I was gonna say, unless my computers listen to me, which you know what,
I'm gonna guarantee you they do. There's a lot of things going on right now that's listening to you, so be very careful with your words.
in which case, I want a free boat. I want a free boat. Hopefully, it picks that up.
Well, advertisements will come quickly about a boat,
And not just a boat, a free boat.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
a man can try.
I'm in on that one.
As we all get stacked back up here, ready to try to get back to some green flag racing. We're going to be going live on lap number 47 here, and hopefully that's it for the cautions, and we'll run this thing out. But again, you never know until you know.
Jeff Snyder disconnected. I'm not sure if it was because of incident points or what, but the 999, Jeff Snyder was the one that just got disconnected there.
Yeah, we're about to do this.
All right, we are, as these guys come through this trial. We got Jacob Schaffet in the lead with Simon the Cobra Regis on the outside. Dustin Reilly and Zachary Self up there as well, as we've seen both of those guys have some issues, but managed to find their way back up to the front, and away we go as we got a little bit of a staggered start here once again. It looks like people just leaving room, but we'll get back up to this big old pack of racing here in just a moment as these guys come through turns 1 and 2. Looks like another solid start for Schaffet there on that inside. He does have some help from Reilly giving him a push as Reilly is looking to the outside.
Little bit of look at the rest of the pack catching up quickly as we see how drafty these trucks are. They don't stay separated long. We got some back and forth shuffling around as Dixon going to the outside line behind Ox. Oh man, some people undecided what line they want to be in.
I guess they're just going to go ahead and race the entire night, you know? I mean, why not?
187 to Shaw up here in the mix too. And that 187 MDK machine.
As this field does kind of group back up together, we got Jonathan Osborne fighting out up there at the front again as well. Got George Rincon up 26 spots, currently sitting in 5th, so he's been biding his time in the back and working his way up there to the front. You talked about him a little bit. The 187, Devin Shaw, he's up 17, 18 spots, depending on where they cross the line. Oh, as we got a car up.
The wall. That slowed him way up. Looks like he found his way back down through the traffic here. The 88 of Klafka kind of gave him a break there, it looked like. Wow.
Yeah, thank God for the break, too, because that would have been another bad situation. But
yeah.
Hey, they held it. You know,
Pretty wide back here.
Defensive driving right there.
12 of Albert Anderson the third on the outside of the 27 now. Pretty good racing back here. Not all for position. Still fun to watch.
Yeah, but
These guys stepping in and out of each other.
They do have to be careful as they're kind of losing that lead pack of cars just a little bit. So we got 11 cars up here in the lead pack with Jeremiah Burke on that tail end. And then you got the 27 of Bradley Wright. And the other pack kind of trying to... Oh, no! Big contact!
Well, we had a couple disqualified right there. I heard it over my radio scanner because of that incident with incident points. So, wow. I don't think too many people got involved with that, Brown. We'll have to take a look.
What's that spinning?
That's a great question. I'm trying to...
Well, I was riding along with Tyler Green. I'm going to try to figure out.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get a truck number for you.
Kelly Cool maybe was... Yeah, Kelly Cool. The number 01. Kelly Cool was involved in that.
Mabry.
Yeah,
Check 29. Hot Rod Mabry got it.
Being pushed by Kelly Kuehl, and they just get out of line from each other, and that sent Kelly Kuehl, unfortunately, into the Shadow Realm, as I believe that was his last incident points that he could give. And
I like that. That's where they're going, to the Shadow Realm. Yeah, I mean, 13 incident points. That's, if you're not familiar with iRacing, I would say on a typical little fender bender, you might get 4. You get a pretty good crash. Couldn't you get potentially 8 points taken away from you there? Or
It depends on how iRacing scores it. If you get into somebody and then they get into somebody else, those points are added to you.
That's called an algorithm. Do you know what that means? I know you're from Louisiana.
No, I don't. No.
So, anyway, I was just trying to teach you something.
Hutchinson says, steal a boat, it's free.
Well, I've seen some on the side of the road near me. I don't know what's happening with these boats. I think it's an insurance job. So,
A lot of people pitting here.
yeah, I would. Hell, why
Yeah,
not?
well, because now we got 25 laps to go here, so knowing that this window is roughly 25 laps, could be a little more, could be a little less. So it's going to be...
John Dixon stayed out. Sorry, Brown. I didn't mean to cut you off there, brother.
No, it's fine, because they might have a separate strategy. They might think there's going to be another caution. They're going to come down, take some stuff, be in the back, and then work their way back up to the front.
Here's the deal. This is not rednecks with paychecks. You know what I mean? These guys are thinking. Everybody thinks NASCAR, trucks, whatever, a bunch of rednecks. That's not true. These guys they have brains, and they use them out here, calculating fuel. What do I need to do here, and where should I stay, low, high? It's not just turning left. That's what's fun about it. If you ever get into racing, you start realizing it's a thinking man's sport. Wouldn't you all agree?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of strategy involved in something like this. yeah, you're trying to predict what's going to happen for the rest of this race based on what you've seen so far. And a couple of these guys, you know, we talked about them, the 187 to Shaw and the 07 to Jack Dixon, said, you know, they're gonna chance it. They're gonna stay out, and stay up front. We saw it benefit a couple of drivers earlier, you know, staying out while everybody pitted. But I don't know if they're gonna make it on fuel as they last pitted at lap 40.
It's pretty much math and science. I mean, it's basically Dr. Fauci out here. You got to really think. I mean, that guy is, all we do is talk about the science, you know, with him, and that's what we're doing out here. Science in truck racing, basically.
Remember that old Thomas Dolby song?
Oh, I love that song, Science.
And they had the British guy that used to be on TV in England, and he would yell "Science" in the middle of the song. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. That was a long time ago.
Reminded me of Thomas Dolby.
I didn't buy the record.
Oh, I didn't
buy the record or anything, but I heard it
on the radio.
Yeah,
they played on MTV. They played on MTV. The video.
Remember when you had the radio and you had to put the dial on the right thing and you had to kind of work it?
Yeah, and then you put your tape recorder up against the speaker and make your own mixtapes and stuff. Yeah, we used to do that.
Yeah. That was life. And now all you got to do if you have an internet connection is just put a little foil on it. You know, kind of like the rabbit ears. So we hadn't gone too far with all this science we're pushing down everybody's throat.
Wow, we really got off topic here, didn't we?
Well, we're in a caution. We might as well have some fun. Hopefully we got some viewers still. Hopefully we didn't lose anybody there. We're sorry about that. We had to...
Jeff Green, the 15, looks like he got his lap back. Trying to catch back up to the field.
Yeah, so we're going to be going back to green flag racing with 23 laps to go in this action-packed race here that we've had at Talladega, which, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a not action-packed race here at Talladega.
No, you're right. I mean, you could put sprint cars out here. You're going to have a good time. So, and I'm loving this. I don't care about the cautions. I think it brings, you know, a lot of fun stuff to watch.
Hey,
good racing.
There's going to be a lot to talk about during the Vigilante report when it comes out. Probably around Monday or Tuesday next week. Y'all watch for it. They're going to have a lot to talk about, that's for sure.
Yeah, thanks to D&D Graphics, Race Graphics, and Keller Williams of Johnson City. Man, I love that part of the country, too. Isn't it beautiful out there in Tennessee?
Man. Yeah. I'd love to live around a mountainous area like that.
Yeah, me too.
Instead of
having
on or about sea level.
Swampland. We're the Red River boys, so
yeah,
I just got to deal with
nice
it.
Truck coming down.
That it is. So we've got Devin Shaw and Jack Dixon leading this one off with Zachary Self and the Cobra, Simon Sregis.
Yeah, boy.
And we've seen Sregis do a lot of pushing for Vaught, who's currently kind of back there and towards the back. So he's definitely someone you want to see pushing your back bumper here, especially coming towards the end. As we get a nice clean restart here by the looks of it. Everything all grouped up fairly nicely, and away we go once again. 23 laps to go of this race, and man, oh man, here we go.
Justin Hutchinson says math plus science equals physics.
What is that? I don't even. I got real confused there.
And geometry, I guess.
Geometry. I thought that's what you use when you're playing pool.
Yes. Well, look at him. 2 deep. 10 rows back.
And you got the 07 of Jack Dixon really getting the push by Simon Sregis there. He keeps getting a little bit of a nose on Devin Shaw, but just not enough clearance to move down the track.
Tyler Green back here in the 5 machine, trying that outside line by himself again. Couldn't get any takers to get up there and help him out. So he's got to fall back in line behind the 12 here.
Yeah, at this point, I wouldn't be daring to go 3 wide until we're about lap 72 or 3. But that's just me. I'm not out there. It's just kind of a thought that would be in my mind.
We haven't seen a lot of guys utilizing the side draft yet. That's critical here, especially with something that drafts as hard as these trucks do. You got to get down there and put some air on the spoiler. I'm sorry, it's about that time to start putting that side draft down and getting any little advantage that you can on the trucks beside you.
Well, I think they hear you, English, as they start to inch their way down and get a little closer and closer to each other. And still, once again, kind of line staying about the same. We got Josh Oxendine. I think due to that last caution, he was able to kind of start a little more up towards the front, so he's hovering there around 5th or 6th. But man, once again, we see Tyler Green looking to that outside line with no help. I think Jonathan Osborne was there helping him the time before, so we'll see if those two get back together again. But man, it's almost like he gets a little bit of run from the draft. He gets out there, loses it, and thankfully, he still has that slot there below him that he can slide back down.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that truck, if it's super loose and he's just sliding up, or that's kind of what he wants to run here.
I think he's just trying to get in those guys' mirror and say, "Hey, I'm up here. If you want to run the outside, I'm comfortable up here."
Well, a little early, but hey, everybody has their own style. There's 100 ways to skin a cat. My dad had that book.
Oh, as the Cobra moving down to that inside line right in front of Jack Dixon to kind of lead this bottom line. And now you got Josh Oxendine up there leading that high line.
Yeah, Russell Endicott on Facebook saying, "Never seen anybody make up 2 laps at Dega." Well, probably besides Bill Elliott. But he's still here for his brother. He's pulling for that number 12 machine. He's back. I believe he's back on lead lap. Trying to make things happen here. No, he's still 2 laps down.
Anything is possible here, to be honest with you. I think we're going to see a surprise winner out of this deal. And really looking forward to how this thing finishes out.
Yeah, because we actually, I don't think we have any of our previous winners of this season up here anywhere near the top 10. So I think you might be right. We might see a first-time winner here tonight with Josh Oxendine getting a little bit of a push there from Eric Klafka on the outside, who's also being pushed by Jonathan Osborne, who's got to be a little bit careful here not to push the pusher on accident.
What a day for the 88 of Klafka. Up 24 spots, 23 spots. Still riding that outside line. Kind of holding it together out there. They're 4 deep right here. The top 4 on the outside line are pretty tight.
And you can actually see them. The top line's actually a little more built up and organized, even though they're a little staggered going that straightaway. I think we touched on it before. They might be just trying to mediate their temperatures in the trucks, but they've been doing a great job out there.
Oh, I mean, just follow that wide line, boys. I mean, just like out there on I-35, just keep the hammer down.
Tyler Green in the middle. We may see a little bit of that wind tunnel side draft action.
Oh!
It's turn.
Well,
We're still green. We're still green.
and he's done for the day. Sounds like disqualified for incident points.
Yeah, but we're going to stay green as I think, unfortunately, there was a little bit of netcode situation going on there. So it looked like he was well clear, and it just kind of spun.
Well, we got a
See
little
went
three
up
wide.
the middle.
Oh, side drafting up here next to Jonathan Osborne.
That's Zachary Self in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know what he's
Chick-fil-A
doing. but
machine. He's
he
trying
thought
to
he had
move
a-
up and side drafting.
He thought he had a run. This ain't lap 74, boys. Come on now. Y'all chill out a little bit.
We are, however, going to have
Whoa.
16 laps to go once when we cross this line here. Once again, as you do see that 77 out there all by himself. Once again,
That's
trying to trying to make it work. However, he needs somebody to help him. He needs that dance partner, and I don't know if he's made enough friends or got enough friends up here to help him out.
He's trying to put a little side draft on the 81, but he's going to need a little more than that, I think. He's about to run out of momentum quick.
I don't know. He's doing a pretty good job. He's keeping it just about even up there with the 81. As they do enter that corner, and there you go. You can see him losing that momentum as the 81's all over that back bumper of the 88 of Klafka. You can just see how that aerodynamics is making that truck super loose.
It's very interesting. I wish you could see the air coming off these things because it definitely plays such a huge role. Look at the 00 running up there hot.
Oh, as the 81 might have tried to peek outside, but he got beat by Jacob Schaffet. So now you see Zachary Self out there. He's got some help, so we're 3 wide racing up here. To the lead.
Earnhardt back in the day was one of those guys that people swore up and down that he could see what was happening with the air. It was just, he could visualize it, you know. And it's one of those things that I guess if you get enough experience under your belt, you know what's going on with all that turbulence and how it can benefit you or how it can hurt you.
As we're 3 wide for 3 rows here at the front, so that's all pretty much your top 9 cars all together.
Is that a parade lap at your local track? Oh, wow. Jonathan Osborne hit the wall a little bit.
As things start to fall apart just a little bit out there, and
19 of Forget Berube right behind the 81 back here. Like he's trying to just kind of stay safe for the time being. Almost 62 laps in the books here.
so they're still trying to get it back together. That middle line definitely fell apart. Only a few trucks left there, and I think they're trying to get down to that inside line to ride it out for at least a few more laps before making any aggressive moves. However, the 4, I believe that's the 4
of Jones. Yeah, he slipped up there a little bit. I don't know what he was doing, but looks like could be a couple laps down. He's up here in the mix.
Now the Ox running up in front there. Justin Hutchinson on YouTube saying he's predicting either the 00 or the 63 is going to win tonight.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, anything can happen here.
Oh, got one going around. We're staying green so far. Staying green. That's the 027 of Angelica Timberman.
Oh,
good job staying down there and not causing big problems. That's
such a good race. I mean, she had such a good chance here, a good truck, and just had a couple issues, man. This is Dega.
She's gonna stay out there and still make some points, though. So our standings are pretty fairly tight. That top 20.
Yeah, and you can look through that top 20, and this race I think is going to shake things up even more. I mean, like you said, I think we're going to see our first time winner here. Those people that don't have or those people that do have 2 wins or multiple wins, I should say, they're really not up here at the front, so they're going to have to probably use this one as their drop week.
Yeah, those scores are pulled right out of iRacing, and keep in mind that iRacing automatically drops the 2 lowest, so that's why your favorite driver, it might not make complete sense to you why their points total is what it is, but that's why they get an automatic drop the 2 lowest weeks.
That's math and science too.
Look at the outside line coming here with Self getting pushed by Schaffet in the 00.
Oh, as we got some cars going down to the apron, trying to come back up. And it looks like they will just have room. believe that guy was able to give them some room.
Yeah, look at the quality of racing we got up here in the front.
Yeah, we're about
Amazing.
9 laps to go after we hit that stripes.
10 laps.
Oh, okay. Well,
10 laps.
either
Oh,
way.
no, as the double zeros tagging that wall a little bit, so that outside line is going to actually lose some ground here a little bit.
Yeah, look at the big brains on English with the math wizard. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's not me, man. I don't.
Oh, no, Brown. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm no good
Okay.
at math.
Okay, Brown's the smart one here.
Russell Endicott says, I learned all I know from the draft from the great Cole Trickle.
Oh, I loved Cold Trickle. Heck of a driver.
So it looks like Josh Oxendine in that bottom line is a little bit more put together. We're seeing some cars here, kind of fade off the back. I don't know whether due to racing with a little damage and not quite able to keep up, or if things get sketchy and they check up, and that's how you quickly lose the draft. So we're kind of thinning the numbers of the herd here a little bit.
You think we're done with cautions, or that's kind of a taboo thing to talk about right now? But I don't think we're done.
Well, yeah, let's ask the bookie. Mr. Brown, he's a bookie. He bets on horses. If you need any horse racing advice,
Horsing.
horsing around, horse race advice, ask Mr. Brown. He knows what he's doing.
Well, I think it's too early to call. This will be a post-time decision.
Trifecta in effect. See what happens.
Hutchinson
here.
and Watson both on YouTube saying, shake and bake. They're
Yeah.
fans of the shake and bake. We're seeing a little bit of it up here. Shoffett getting pushed by the 77. That outside, they're coming. They got a pretty good run here on the outside line. And it's just them two together.
We've seen it before at these plate tracks in the trucks. You really don't need that many trucks to make some moves here. Just 2 or 3 trucks and some good positioning, and you can make up some ground, as you can see those two flying up through the field here. But still, on that inside line, you got Josh Oxendine being pushed by Simon the Cobra Regis. Man, Simon's been pushing anybody and everybody today and has done nothing but an amazing job.
Yeah, he's doing a great job up there.
Yeah, I wonder if he has a matchstick in his mouth like the real Cobra.
Albert Anderson coming into the pits.
Ooh, that's not good.
Might be done.
Keep your eye on Alex Forget-Berube. He's just lurking, like you say, Brown. Lurking back here in 8th, and he may make a move here as this thing starts to wind down.
We've seen a lot of last lap shenanigans happen at super speedways, and sometimes the guy that wins, might be back in 8th or 9th place as the front few wreck each other, and they're there to take advantage.
Yeah, they're coming up on a lapped car very quickly, so we'll see if that comes into play as well.
Great thing tonight, lap cars have been doing a pretty good
as
job.
we got
of staying
people
low.
coming down into the pits, this is some green flag pit stops. This is being led by Simon the Cobra Regis. So this is interesting. They may not have enough fuel to make it. They might be short a little bit of fuel here. Oh boy, that was very close up there, right in front of Alex Forget-Berube. I believe that was Bradley Wright coming up the track a little bit.
Yeah, Josh Oxendine called it. He said they're still going to be short on fuel. And that may be why you're seeing some of these guys come in right now, because they know they're not going to make it. 1 lap shy, we heard the 27 say over the radio.
Thinking man's game.
Man, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You hit it. You nailed it right there.
Oh, man, that's going to make it even more interesting than it already has been.
Yeah, so looking at the roster here, most guys came in at lap 50. A couple of them came in at 51.
You think these guys are rolling a dice like Billy Joe Shaver down there in Waco? You think they're just rolling dice, hoping there's some caution?
No snake eyes. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
The guys that did pit, oh man, I'm
And
looking
how,
at Dixon, Klafka, Self, and Osborne, Sregis, they're all going to be good on fuel. Man, a couple of them are maybe a lap shy. They might be right.
Oh no! As we got contact.
Yep, they are. And
31.
Bradley Wright has been disqualified for incident points. So
And that's going to bring out the yellow.
37.
okay, checkmate, right? where do we go from here?
Now those guys are not going to have to pit. So the ones that just pit, oh man, they're going to get screwed because.
But are they? Are these guys in front? We're pacing, so we shouldn't.
Oh no, that
We
was
should be able to save fuel.
Dustin really getting involved in that.
Yeah,
He was being pushed pretty good there.
Look at George Rincon up there in the lead right now, up 30 spots. That's right, 30 spots.
That's what you call chump to champ.
Yahtzee.
But he hasn't made it to champ yet because obviously we're not done. But look at all these guys. Brown 14th, up 14. Josh Oxendine, Alex Forget, Berube, and Jacob Shoppet's up 11 spots.
And, you know, I also got to give the guys credit, you know, for that. That wreck could have taken out a lot more people, but they did a good job checking up and avoiding it, and ended up just being, I believe, 2 cars getting involved in that one.
Yeah, but I mean, we've had a couple big ones already. I think we're gonna on a white flag. We're gonna have a big one, and it's gonna cause some chaos and some fun, fireworks, all that jazz.
As you see some people coming down pit road. You got Josh Oxendine, Alex Forget, Berube, Jacob Shoffett. You know, a whole bunch of these guys coming down now, and you know, it's got to be just a splash of fuel because we're going to enter some green-white checker situations here. So you want to have enough just in case this thing goes past the 1, because I believe we have 2 attempts at a green-white checker here today.
Oh, that's a good question. I'd like to answer it. Don't know, but I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. You know, we're gonna find out together. Actually, 87 degrees. The track has cooled down. You have the top 3. The last time they pitted was on lap 50. So we're now on lap 73. We're gonna see if they rolled the dice and won here. You know, that's what's gonna happen. Tell you what, it's been nothing but entertaining. I can tell you that.
We always have fun calling these super speedway races. They're a blast.
Oh yeah, they're just super amazing to watch. I'm glad I'm not out there. I got high blood pressure. I had to retire from iRacing and join y'all in the booth. I'm glad I did because I got this. I've been able to watch these guys, Vigilante Racing League, D&D Race Graphics, Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee. They put on. This is just a great show, you know. We do some other races as well, and you know, leagues. And these guys are top notch.
Absolutely. Every week, it doesn't matter where we're racing. If it's a road course, we see these guys do Red Bull. I mean, that was a fun race to call. And then, you know, mile and a half. Even Phoenix. We talked about Phoenix, the 1 mile at Phoenix with the dog leg. What a blast to call. I mean, this Vigilante Racing League, they really have the magic formula, if you will.
Yeah,
and seriousness and fun, you know.
Yeah, competition and fun, and not a lot of hatred and anger, which I like personally. But these guys don't have it. These guys and gals don't have the hatred in their heart. I think they like each other too much. So we have 1 brown, 1 green, white checker.
Oh,
there's our answer.
So this is it. We either take the white flag and it ends on the next lap, or we're going to see a yellow, and that's going to be that. So, man, oh man, this is going to be a battle out there to the finish. And just got to also remember that rule that they put in. They are not allowed to go 4 wide until they take that white flag.
That's challenging because these drivers are itching. They got that foot on the pedal and they are ready to send it. We talked to Oxendine, and I know he's going to send it. He's sitting in a pretty good spot, sitting there.
Yeah,
Nice position.
7th or so. Yeah,
Hey,
something like
it
that.
looks somewhere. Yeah, 7th, 8th. Hey, that's a great spot to be right here. If there's an issue up front, you might be able to shoot through it cold trickle style. Just drive through the smoke.
There's the lead truck on the outside up there. It looks like he's got some spoiler damage, some fender damage. The
Yeah.
outside line might suffer a little bit because the lead truck's got some aero damage.
Well, that's Michael Adamson, the Limitless Esports.
Oh, is it Michael Adamson?
truck. He's been running fine with that. It hadn't been causing too many problems, so we will see. That's gonna be fun, man. This is where you make your money, literally, here in this league. There's money on the line.
Even with the disqualifications and all that, we still have 25 trucks running here today.
Man, that's great.
Yeah, and the guys that got disqualified because of incident points, I think, they just got caught up. It was nothing. I don't think they were doing anything bad. It happens at a track like this.
Happens.
But Brown, I'm ready to hear it. Let it rip.
Yeah, so here we go with the pace truck coming down one final time, and we're going to be taking this green flag for a green-white checker. It's definitely go time for these drivers, as we're quickly running out of laps here today. George Rincon and Mike Adamson taking us across the line for this green flag run. Excuse me, and Mike Adamson's going to have Simon the Cobra 3 just sitting behind him, who we've seen push like no man's pushed before, as he almost immediately looks to go to the outside. He does have Eric Klafka sitting there right behind him, so we're going 3 wide. Going 3 wide immediately. However, George Rincon's got Jeremiah Burke sitting right behind him, as well as Jonathan Osborne. So that bottom line got together fast. However, everybody is finding somebody to draft with, and we are back up to 3 wide racing up here at the front, with Josh Oxendine also moving his way through, sticking to that bottom line.
Golly, some close calls back here. Here comes Osborne. He's going to take that outside line. Let's see if he pinches down a little bit. We get some side draft action. 19 to Forge Barube right behind him.
Jeremiah Burke looks to that outside. We did take that white flag, so this lap will end it. No more cautions, and we're spinning and wrecking. Big one happening right behind the 2 main leaders. Who made it through? George Rincon, Jonathan Osborne, and Josh Oxendine. It looks like Jonathan Osborne was able to stay right up there at that back bumper of George Rincon, so we might have a little 2-dog fight for the finish here, but you got to be careful. Josh Oxendine is kind of lurking there in the back. He's really got no pressure behind him, so it looks like he will easily secure 3rd, even if he's not able to catch up to these guys. Coming through the final turn 3, as Jonathan Osborne ripping right around George Rincon. Does George Rincon run out of fuel?
He had to.
Oh, my goodness.
He had to.
So Jonathan Osborne comes across the line, this week's race winner, with Josh Oxendine in 2nd. George Rincon's about to get caught up by Austin Paul, and Austin. Oh no, I got my numbers wrong. So my apologies. I got the number wrong. Those were some lap cars. So George Rincon was able to walk away with a 3rd.
Man, it was too exciting, Brown.
Incredible.
And what did I tell you? Somebody was going to win this race that we didn't even think was going to win this race. And what a great job by Jonathan Osborne keeping that thing going. Josh Oxendine, too. And George Rincon. Amazing, amazing stuff.
Incredible.
Holy moly. So I believe we had 25 people finish this race here today, correct? By the looks of it.
Yeah, basically. I think we had a few DQs there at that last
Yeah,
crash.
I think you're right.
But I'm not good at math and science and all that Fauci stuff. So
Shaw,
have
Shaw
to
finished too, so Shaw.
sort it out afterwards. But what an amazing deal!
So as these guys take their little photo opportunity, let's do our random driver draw. As I think English, you're tallying up all the votes for commenter
it looks
of
like
the race.
Justin Hutchinson is going to be your super fan of the race. Thank you so much, Justin, for watching us on YouTube. Supporting his guys out there every week. And thanks so much. You're going to be entered into a drawing that's going to happen at the end of the season for a $50 gift card. So, Justin Hutchinson, thank you so much.
So like last week, I will click generate 3 times, and then whoever finished in that place will be our lucky driver of the day. So 1, 2, and 3. That's going to be the person who finished in 20th, and that will be Mr. Albert Anderson.
All right.
So let's see if make sure he's still hanging around in the Discord. So if you'd kindly ask him to jump up to that broadcasting waiting room, Mr. English, we'll
Hang on just a second.
That requires computer things. So it's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
take a
still-
minute for Louisiana boy.
I'll type it to the admins who the fan of the race and
Oh man, look at Jonathan Osborne. What a great race by that guy. Great story, great race. I bet he's pretty happy with what happened out there tonight.
okay. So we got
Right.
George Osborne.
Yeah, well, these guys are all waiting
Looks
to go.
like yep. Looks like
There he is.
there we
There
go.
he is. He just jumped up.
Oh, Albert Anderson up.
Alrighty,
up
so
by his-
let us get these driver interviews underway. We will start with our lucky driver of the day, and that's going to be Mr. Albert Anderson. Hey, Albert, you got a copy?
What's going on, boys?
Hey, man, it was that was a crazy race, and talk about a heck of a finish. You won the random drawing. Unfortunate race for you. I know you were looking for a better result, but still, hey, a top 20 finish in what was something we weren't quite expected to see. We thought you guys were going to run fairly clean, and we saw that for quite a while, but then things, action started to heat up.
Guys, it was buck wild, insane, and out of this world. There were cars flipping up in the air and smashing into each other, door slamming. I heard people screaming and cars on fire. It was insane, but that's Talladega. I had a really good run, was going good there for a while, got collected in a couple of accidents, went a couple of laps down, pitted when I shouldn't have pitted, and, we'll just get back after it next week, but it's always a good time here at Vigilante Racing there. Come on.
Albert, your fan club was out in force tonight. They stick with you. I mean, you were 2 laps down, but they were sticking with you, sending you all kinds of positive vibes out there. Is anybody you want to thank out there in internet land since you're up here in the booth with us today?
Absolutely. I want to thank my father, Albert Anderson Jr., my best friend of 33 years, Russell Endicott, a really good girlfriend of mine, Audrey Sessions. Want to thank her, and just everybody who comes out and enjoys this, this show we put on. You guys in the broadcast booth do one heck of a job week in and week out, and it just makes it that much better. So, I mean, you guys are awesome, and can't get enough of it, man. iRacing, that's where it's at.
Hey, I agree. Hey, you won $5. You're doing just fine in this league, having a heck of a time. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching you. I enjoyed watching the interaction with your fans. And man, it was just fun. I don't care about the wrecks. I thought it was awesome.
Hey, wait a minute. How much did you say I won?
$5, man.
$5.
Now, how much is a Big Mac meal at McDonald's? 'Cause that's what I'm heading. I'm letting you know right now. If they still got that dollar menu, I'm getting ready to get a full tummy.
And that's
now.
what I order off of. Unless the ice cream machine's broken, then I go next door to a different store.
Hey, I'm a big boy, so if I take $5 at McDonald's, I might have to add about 10 to it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Guys, it was amazing talking to y'all. I love talking to y'all. Anytime you want to talk to me, come down and hit me up. I'm wide open and ready to rock. Love you guys.
All right, man. We appreciate it. Good running today. All right.
Man, that was awesome.
Some energy, man.
Yeah, he does. Those, after
love
all that
listening to
driving,
him.
yeah, man, I'm pumped up just listening to him.
Hey.
All right, Brown, let's head to the next one.
We're going to head to the next one, and that's going to be our third place finisher, Mr. George. I guess your nickname is Goodweiser Rincon. Man, did you just run out of fuel at the end there, man?
I knew it was close, but it was going to be records or checkers for me. At that point, I wasn't about to pit and go back in the teens. I thought, well, I don't get this opportunity very much. So, but yeah, run out of fuel, and then prior to run out of fuel, I was kind of blocking Osborne. I don't normally do that, but last lap, a lot on the line there, and but then I ran out. So, but third's not bad. He's my bencher. So,
Well, you got to do what you got to do, on the last lap or two. And George, you're always exciting to watch race. Is there anybody out there that you want to talk to? Any shout outs you want to do out there on in internet land?
I owe a lot to Mike Everidge. He raced in this race tonight. He had a rough night, got caught up in several stuff, but he actually helped me get into iRacing and really walked me through all this stuff. I'm not one of those technical people, so he's helped me out a lot here, and we did a lot of racing over on Heat. So been racing together probably 4 or 5 years now. So, but yeah, Mike's helped me out a lot. So he's really good, and I love all the Vigilante guys. I really do. Got a great group of guys. Great group of guys. So.
Oh, it's a great group. Guys and gals. We have some dang good racers here.
A brotherhood,
Yeah, it's really
and I meant
cool.
that. I meant that guys thing. I meant that.
I know.
I said it 20 years ago. Okay.
I know.
I know.
I'm
gonna get arrested now. I didn't say gal.
No, you're not. We were just
Big shout out to Angelica. I love racing with her. So there you go.
No. I'm sorry. We digress a little bit, but yeah. No, but you're up 28 spots. You're number 28, so that makes kind of sense.
Yep.
Well, that is a hell of a run. That's kind of like I'd like to say, in a race like this, a track like this, you can go from chump to champ in no time, and you almost were the champ here, coming from the back of the field. So, heck of a run.
I was, what did they say, the second loser, so. Oxendine's the first loser.
There you go.
But yeah, that was good. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, thanks to Vigilante and Lori for running race control, Jess for getting this thing going with all the admins and all that. I miss racing with Ricky, so I wish him hope he gets better and he can start racing with us again. So, and Eric and I worked together a lot today. I was going to push him to the win if it got to that, but actually it wouldn't have got to that because I had to run out of fuel. So I don't know where he was on fuel.
All right, and well, again, congratulations finishing third here today, up 28 spots from where you started, and we look forward to seeing what you can handle next week.
Good job, George.
Thank you so much.
We'll slide up that leaderboard, and for the second time today, we get to talk to Mr. Josh Oxendine. Man, it's almost like we were a little good luck charm talk to you there in the middle of the race, able to come away with a second place finish.
Yeah, I wish it could have worked out and been a little green coming out of four there. I was going to make a move. I was going to get to see some dice in action, but I ain't for sure what happened in one. I had to go back and look at it, but I know I got doored pretty hard and held on to it. And, well, I guess it's where we ended up, but I'll take it. I needed a good run. I ain't been running up to full potential this season. It's just kind of been one of them deals. I should have been fifth several times and end up, about 11th, 13th, but that's my own doing. On worst enemy.
This is one of those tracks where the unpredictable stuff that happens, especially towards the end. But you did what you could. You stayed out in front for so long. Did you burn a whole heck of a lot of extra fuel? I bet you did. But you got fuel at the. Let's see. Let me go back and look at the lap here. You did get full fuel on lap 72. So you weren't hurt for fuel like a couple of the other guys were. You could just pretty much lay into it and give her hell, and you did, and came out in the P2. So.
Yeah, I hopped up in the lead a little sooner than I wanted because when I was in the traffic, I'd run about 80% throttle. I was saving a lot of fuel. When I got in the lead, I didn't want to get on the inside lane because, you just open up the door and the man on the outside drives by you. So I just hung out there in the middle. And the 88, he just stayed with me, helped me out. We rode around, but I kept looking at the fuel going down. I was going to be a lap and a half short, and I was just praying for a caution. And luckily, it happened in front of me. I didn't get collected in it. I pissed all over myself, quite frankly, but it worked out pretty good.
Well, you've got a great fan base for sure. Did you want to say anything to all your supporters out there on YouTube?
Yeah, I appreciate Justin. I've known him for years, and Rick, Ryan, Cornbread, all them boys. Everybody's helped me out. Ted, he was there, and he was having bad internet tonight, and me and him run great together. Y'all don't get to see it a lot, but we run great together, and he switched internet connections, and it dropped him from the race. I guess a IP issue. I was looking forward to hooking up running with him tonight. He's a great pusher. As y'all know, he's a great leader, too. But most importantly, I'm glad I got a chance to come home second. I was really hoping to get a win from my daddy, but that works out. Hopefully, like I said, to be home Friday. So I'm just glad to put on a decent run tonight. Stay out of trouble.
That was awesome, and we got to get Cornbread on here at some point. That's a heck of a nickname. But congratulations on P2, man. That's sweet.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
Praying for your daddy, man. Hope everything works out well.
All right, thanks, man. I do appreciate it.
All right, so we'll go to the last interview on the night, and that's going to be our big-time race winner, Mr. Jonathan Osborne. Man, congratulations on surviving what was a wild ride here at Talladega to bring home the win. And boy, I guess the luck was in your favor because it looked like you were able to just avoid pretty much all the carnage that happened around you.
Yeah, that was I just got to start out by saying I'm sorry for that wreck there and going into one on the last lap. I just got into the corner of Jeremiah and I couldn't get off of him. And second thing is Mr. Albert Anderson in the 12 wanted me to thank his daughter for him. He didn't realize that she was on Facebook, so he wanted me to thank her. And yeah, that was a nuts race right there.
Tell you what, you're one selfless individual, helping other people with their shout outs when you're the race winner, and it just speaks to your character and what kind of guy you are. And we really have been looking forward to talking to you up here in the booth. And what a great thing to be able to talk to you after you win this race from starting in 19th. A lot of us have listened to the Vigilante Report interview with you. We understand that this iRacing thing, it has not been it hasn't been as easy for you as other folks because of maybe not being as able as some folks. But man, you showed them how it was done today, and we're so happy for you, Jonathan. It really means a lot to interview you, and congratulations so much on this victory. You really deserve it, and you really earned it, man. Nothing was given to you. You went out there and kicked ass and earned it, and we were pulling for you, man. So, congrats on the win.
I really appreciate that, man. I just decided, you know what, I'm out here for myself. We're going to go run as hard as we can, go lead every lap, go just be up there. But it didn't work out until the end. I was kind of mired back there in the pack for a while.
You were, but you worked your way to the front. You avoided most of all that nonsense that was going on. But I mean, it's Talladega, so you're going to see
Yeah.
that stuff. It's not anybody's fault. And it just happens. That's racing here at a super speedway. But man, awesome job. You are the winner at Dega for the Vigilante Racing League. I know that feels good. Do you have anybody you want to shout out or talk? Family members or anything you want to talk to, and just let it rip. Give them a shout out.
Yeah, well, I would first like to thank my sister Ashley. She's comments on these every now and again. She's honestly and she's actually here in the room with me right now. But she's the reason I'm able to do all this. Got me in a good, stable environment, and I can click out some fast laps. And just all my other friends, my buddy Patrick, he's probably watching this right now, and my aunt and uncle and all of their friends. It's really quite cool to be able to win this.
It's great to have family supporting you, and that's one of the most important things in life is having a support network, and everybody has their fans online, and we really appreciate Ashley too. And congrats, man! It's been great watching you run today.
Thank you. This was the one I had checked off on my list that I got a shot at.
And you did it. Keep making lists. You're going to win some more. Hey, hell of a run. Great job. We love to see it, and congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Oh boy, man, we're gonna need some coffee and talk about this one for a while. I think
No
after
kidding, man.
watching this tonight's action, that was nothing but calm. I mean, we saw some good hard racing. We saw 3 wide for a while. We saw people slicing and dicing and making moves, and man, it's everything that you'd expect from Talladega, and I don't think anybody's going to be leaving here too disappointed fan-wise for what kind of racing action we had here today. So let's go through this final finishing position grid, and tell everybody where their favorite drivers ended up today, with Jonathan Osborne picking up the big time win here today, with Josh Oxendine just being able to get to that line before Georges Rincon. Georges Rincon running out of fuel that last lap, able to still finish in third, with Austin Paul having a great race, able to finish in fourth, with Rob Green in fifth. He's also your hard charger of the day, up 29 spots. So that's a man who's willing to stick it out from all the way in the back at the beginning to come out with a top 5 at the end. Jacob Shoffett had a solid day himself as well, finishing here in 6th. I know the Cobra of Simon Shregis wanted a little bit better result there, as he was pushing his way maybe almost to a win himself, but he finishes here in 7th, with Hot Rod Dave Mayberry finishing in 8th. Zachary Self had a solid race. We saw him try to make that far outside line work quite a few times. He's going to finish in 9th. And rounding out that top 10 is going to be Mr. Eric Klafka.
The 19 of Alex Forget Berube finishes 11th. The last car on the lead lap. We did see him make some great moves early, and even a few moves later on in the race, but just came up a little bit short tonight, but still finishing 11th. The 753 of Jeremiah Burke finishing in 12th place. Michael Adamson in that 51 finishing 13th. The 37 of Dustin Reilly finishing 14th. The 20 of Zach Wheeler in 15th. Josh Bittner in that 84 machine in 16th. Timothy Pope, we saw him run up front so much today, and man, hey man, it's Talladega. Stuff happens, as the 728 machine finishes 17th. The 07 of Jack Dixon, another one of those guys taking a lot of chances, running a lot of outside lines and stuff tonight. The 07 machine will finish in 18th place. Brian Jablonski in the 17 finishing 19th, the first car 2 laps down. Albert Anderson, our lucky draw winner tonight in the 12 machine, finishing 20th. Deion Jones in the 4 finishing 21st. Angelica Timmerman, the 027 truck, finishing 22nd. And the 14 of John Hertzek, finishing 4 laps down in the 23 machine.
Yeah, we had some casualties back here. They got involved in some things. So Bradley Wright, 24th. Jeffrey Green, 25th. Devin Shaw, 26th. The number 3 at Tyler Green, 27th. 01 Kelly Cool, 28th. He had a rough one there. Michael Everidge, 82 and 29th. Here's a rough one here. The 33 of Jess Vaught. Started 1, ended up 30. Hey, that's Dega, like we talked about earlier. Rough night for him, but he'll bounce back. Number 7 of Russ Kilgore, 31. Jeff Snyder, 32. Alexander Gray, 33. And Trevor Robertson, somehow, he's normally up front, but he ended up there in 34th.
Connection issues, man.
Yeah, those will get you every single time. I think you gotta remind him about that tinfoil stuff you're talking about.
I'll talk to him about it. I'll send him a message.
Oh my God, still on the tinfoil thing.
As this long race comes to a close here at Talladega, we thank you all for sticking around and watching what was a fantastic race from pretty much beginning till the end. And it left nothing to the imagination, here by the end. Anything you could think of that could happen probably did happen. And as always, we also got to thank D&D Racing Graphics, Mr. Ricky Wittenberg. Go check him out. And if you want a car painted, man, that's some solid designs that he does. You definitely want to go check him out. And same thing with Keller Williams at Eastern Tennessee. Also his thing, been a big time backing supporter here, as well as league admin and keeping things rolling behind the scenes. So big thank you to Ricky, because we wouldn't be having fantastic races like this one without him. And be sure to check out that Vigilante report, the podcast that him and Josh Bittner put on. They release typically either Monday or Tuesday of the following race week. And if you want some of that inside information, that's the place to definitely go. But until then, and until next week, I am Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We are signing off.
We gone.
See ya.